I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Thanks, guys. So my name is Orly Zeewy. I'm actually a brand architect. I'm also the author of Ready Launch Brand, the lean marketing guide for startups. My niche is helping founders, solopreneurs, and companies that are looking to grow to help them get clear on who they are, who their target customer is. And then what I do is I kind of, think of it as like maybe the magic ingredient is I actually help them communicate their superpower to their customers so they can attract the right customer. And then I also help them with their website and with content creation. So I kind of cover a lot of things. But yeah, and I'm also a speaker. I forgot to mention that. And an educator. So yeah, I keep busy. And I'm teaching a class right now. Well, not right now, the second, but yes, in this summer I'm teaching, of course.
Awesome. All right. Now, Orly joined us in around February this past year. So it's been about 3 to 4 months now, and she's getting some major traction. She's like really on fire. So tell us about where you were with your business before you started working with us, Orly, and then where you are now.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking back and actually I went through like just the last couple months because that's when really things have started to take off. And where I was before, I was really all over the place. I mean, as you can hear, I do a lot of different things, and I was getting work, and I had work, but it was coming in a very haphazard way. And I also had no system for tracking my prospect, like my whole sales funnel. And I have to say that the other thing that I didn't even know I could do, that I could actually book a client during a call and they would pay me before we actually met. That was like a revelation to me that I could do this. And I've done this now several times, and it always is like, it's such a happy surprise. Like, oh my God, I can actually get the money right now. I don't have to send them an invoice. It's all like done electronically. Yeah, so that was really great. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, that I felt completely overwhelmed, like just the whole concept. It just seemed so hard to do. And like so many founders, the founders that I talk to myself, it's this idea that it sounds overwhelming because you don't have a system. And having a system has just been a game changer for me, to be able to organize the sales funnel, to understand, kind of what my offerings are, to clarify it, to get it in line, and have a way to get somebody from a conversation to closing the sale.
That's awesome. Okay. So walk us through some other, any other kind of wins or insights you've had, either personally or, just some, what has changed in your life or your mindset?
So again, I just went back to beginning of April. So we're talking 2 months. I've been a guest on 3 podcasts that are focused specifically on my demographic, and actually have, like the last one I did, they have 3,000 monthly downloads, and the people they're talking to are the people who are actually going to hire me. That's like an amazing thing. And I was also invited on a 4th podcast, and that's in November. And that one is also focused directly to my customers. And they only interview 12, I think they do 12 interviews a year. And I think it's the reason, part of why I was able to do this is because I feel so much more confident, in the sense that I understand what I offer. I'm like laser focused, laser clear on what I don't want. And so I can also turn down things. But the wins, I had to write them all down. So I've spoken in a national conference. I've given a webinar to a national association and to Wharton. They have an alumni association. And through that, I've gotten 3 prospects. 2 of them look like they're going to become clients next week. And also through my connection with Wharton, I'm now getting connected to a couple other Ivy League schools about doing a program there. And so I think, it's not that I didn't have opportunities before, but I think because I didn't have a system, it's this idea that when I would get on a call, it just felt like I had to close that, whatever that call was. And now what I understand is that it's really about having a pipeline. And the other one, I forgot this one. I wrote it all down so I wouldn't forget, and I'm looking at it right now, but I'm in conversation with a potential strategic partner who wants to market one of my programs. And the reason that that is so exciting is because I've worked with Deidre and Carmen to help me really get focused on what is the program, what am I, what's my transformation, how do I price this, and so when I had the conversation with this person, this was yesterday, they loved it, right? Because we had already kind of figured out how to have that conversation. So one of the things that for me is a huge win is that I'm able to have better conversations with people, and I understand kind of what I'm bringing to the table. Oh, and the last thing, my conversion rate is 35%.
Yes.
Which is
and
like,
she knows it. The most awesome part is she knows what it is. So that is so
well,
cool.
yeah. Well, that's what happens when you have a system. And now I'm in the second quarter and I'm looking at this and I'm like easily booking 10 calls a week. And before that would have seemed like impossible to do.
Oh, that is so awesome, Orly. We're so excited for all that so far. You've come so far in such a short time. So one last thing is, do you have any advice for anybody who was considering the program, like maybe back, when you were thinking about it, they're sitting on the fence, they're not sure if they should invest. What would you say to them?
So, like Maura, I mean, just do it, honestly, because it's going to be the best decision you ever made. I think it's not, part of what, and I'm gonna echo what Maura has said. It's like you've got these, two incredible coaches who understand sales and marketing. And I actually emailed you guys, I think it was yesterday, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I was really worried about this call that I was going to have. And, they get back to me like within a couple of hours. I get advice, I get information. It's just having people who are literally invested in your success is just an amazing thing. And also someone who will celebrate your wins with you. So when I write and I say, look, this happened and she loved this idea, and, we're in conversation, and, I get like all this, like, happy dances and, just all kinds of support. And that's, when you're a solopreneur, that's a huge thing to have somebody who wants you to succeed, helps you to do that, and then helps you celebrate them. And also to Maura's point, one of the things that I've learned is, when something doesn't go your way, like before it would be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And now it's like exactly what Maura said, either Deidre or Carmen will say, yeah, that happens. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And then you realize like, this is all normal. This is all part of it. So having the sounding board, having the expertise. And I will say that one of the things that I've really gotten out of the program so far is, how to have that conversation. And so I've like taken prodigious notes, and I've got like my whole sales questionnaire, and I walk them through that process. And the big thing that's happened is that it's no longer a sales pitch. It's just a conversation. And if it doesn't happen, I've got a pipeline with 10 more people lined up. So yeah, I don't know. Did I answer your question? I feel like maybe I didn't answer your question.